What it do, internet? Today I'm bringing you a bonus video as indicated by the yellow outline on the video thumbnail. And this is a tutorial on how I make my Minecraft thumbnails without using Photoshop. So, a friend of mine DM'd me on Discord asking how I make my thumbnails, so I decided to make this tutorial. Now, the first thing you want to do is download Badline Client if you don't have it already. I love it, it's super useful. It's what powers the keystrokes and FPS counters and other little widgets on my screen. That's what it does. As well as FPS boost, anti-cheat, all that stuff. But yeah, you want to download that. And once you have it downloaded, you can just pop it right open. Now, it'll look a little different, but what you want to do is you want to go into multiplayer and go into the server that you want to film in. You don't have to go into a server, but it depends on what type of like in-game screenshot that you want. So what you want to do is, first thing you want to do is you want to hit escape, you want to pause, go into Badline Client settings, scroll down until you see there it is, replay. You just want to turn that on. Now, by default, to start and stop recording is the P key. So, what you want to do is you want to go into a match. Sure, let's just do zombies. Oh, dead end. Okay. So, what you want to do is you want to start the recording when you're in the game. There's a weird bug that, like, when you're in the lobby and or you're waiting for a game, it'll, like, lock your camera in first person, so you can't get the screenshot. Now let's just wait for this to start. Alright, there we go, we're in. Now I'm going to hit P to record. And you can tell it's recording in the top left because it has that little recording icon. So, I'm just going to sit here for a minute, shoot some zombies, try and get a screenshot. One thing you want to think about too is like a pose that you want. So, the pose I'm going to go for the screenshot is me being chased by a zombie. So I'm just going to let a zombie walk out of here. And I'll pretend the beginning chased. Hey, stop shooting. Or this pigman. I'll go like this. I'll be freaking out. I'll be shooting in this direction. Yeah. Alright, that seems good. So I'm just going to hit P. I'm going to leave the game. And I'm going to go into replay viewer right here in the bottom. It's probably going to be the top one, the most recent one. So let's just pop that right open. There we go. Now, let's pause this. So, to open up the controls, you just hit escape and then you click the two bars down here. This pops up all the controls. So it's just WASD, spacebar, shift to move. It's like you're flying in Minecraft. P is to start and stop. So what you want to do is you want to drag the timeline to a thing that you want. So I know I recorded my screenshot near the end. Hi, post-production muchacho B here. One thing I forgot to mention in this is that to get the best screenshot is to pause and play the replay over and over again and just try and find that perfect little shot, which is what I'm doing right here. So yeah. There we go. So this looks like a nice little screenshot. But this person is blocking my view. So I'm going to go in the player overview, which is the B button, and I'm going to hide him. So let's look for lowest. There we go. And actually, let's hide all for now. And then just check on BMB, because these other players, they'll show up in name tags. These red Alexes and Steves, this is what controls the game. It's just some server-side stuff. So, let's go back in. Let's try and find a perfect position. So I'm thinking I'll have some text on the right side of the screen here, so I'll probably leave some open space. Once you have it, you just want to hit F1, go on to perspective mode. There we go. And now there's two ways you do this. You can hit F2 to take a Minecraft screenshot. The way I like to do it is just hit Windows key, pop open snipping tool. This comes default with Windows. Set the delay to at least 3 seconds. Hit new, go back in, and just wait. Perfect. Now I'm going to click and drag the entire screen, starting at the top left. You could save this or copy this or do whatever you want. I'm just going to copy it. And our photo editing tool will be PowerPoint. Believe it or not. PowerPoint's actually really useful, surprisingly. So, let's let's delete all this. Here you go, here's your screenshot. The first thing I like to do is add a border. So, how I made this border is I just dragged a rectangle shape over the entire screen. And I set the fill to none, the outline to white, and then go into weight, more lines, and I'll open up like this little menu screen. So you want the width to at least be like 12 point, and then set the transparency to at least like 50 or something like that. You can kind of play around with it. You can add your own colors, all that jazz. So this is my little screenshot. The way I make my little glowing outlines is actually kind of funny. Really simple. Here. Oh, hold on. I'm gonna get rid of this delay. I'm gonna hit new and say, what do I want to glow? I'm gonna have this zombie pigman be glowing. So I'm gonna try screenshot this zombie pigman. There we go. Let's copy this, paste this. Whoa. I was making a text box. And let's try and line it up. A little unprofessional, but this is the way I do it. Perfect. And you want to go to picture format at the top. Hit remove background. This is where it gets a little tedious. You want to just play around with this using the mark areas to keep, mark areas to remove. Clicking usually just does the trick, but if you're trying to cover big areas, you can draw big areas like here. I don't want anything to be purple. Let's get the edge of the sword, get his head. That looks pretty good. So we're gonna hit keep changes. I'm gonna go into picture effects up here, glow, more glow colors. You're gonna choose the glow color that you want. So I usually do red for enemies. And then in the glow options, you can increase the size of the glow if it's too small. Usually 8 points good, but sometimes I like to turn it up. Just don't make it too glowy. I usually do like 16 max. That's what I'm gonna do. It's the same process for my player. If I want to make it highlighted white, which I'm gonna do right now, just to go over it one last time for good practice. Let's get that. Copy it. Paste it. Try and line it up. Alright, there you go. That looks pretty good. Doesn't have to be perfect. As you can see, you guys see some clipping here and there, but no one's really going to notice it. Plus, it's just a practice tutorial thumbnail. So let's color in my head. Make sure nothing is purple on my body except for the background. Get the corner of this gun. I'm gonna use the mark areas to remove to get rid of this granite in the background. Yeah, this is good enough. Picture effects, glow. You can add more glows if you want. Soft edge and reflection. I don't know. Shadow if you really want to. I know shadow is kind of popular. I don't use it too much, to be fully honest with you. And I usually use white for like good guy stuff, neutral stuff, anything other than that. So yeah, that's how I do my thumbnails. Oh, one last thing. If you have like two things that are clipping over each other, you can just right click and hit bring to front for whatever you want to bring to the front. It'll just change the layer depth. It's kind of hard to explain. You'll figure it out. Anyways, let's just add in some text. I'm just gonna do no Photoshop for this, because it is make a thumbnail without Photoshop. We're gonna use a font something other than this. If you want to make these little like title texts really quick, you can use this called cooltext.com. You could generate like these little titles pretty easily. You can go like key and you can type in whatever you want. Higher, I don't know. Go logo and change the colors, all that grand stuff, and you can just save the file once you're done with that. Oh, wrong one. Alright, so we're gonna change it from Calibri because Calibri is a awful font. Let's highlight this, Control A. Let's see here. I want something simple. Segovi UI light, but that is too light for a thumbnail. I think semi-bold will do the trick. You can kind of tilt this if you want. I know some people like to tilt their text. I'm gonna tilt it just a little bit so you can see the pigment. Generally, you want this to be white or some kind of bright color. And then we're gonna go in the shape format, text outline, or shape effects if you want to add a glow. I think I'm gonna add an outline first. Let's increase the weight of this. There we go. This shadow looks good. I guess I'll add a shadow. And we'll also add a glow too. Oh, never mind. My bad. It's in text effects, not shape effects. So I'm gonna go to glow here. For really something that matches like white or black. I think. There we go. Kind of like this dark gray. And I'm also going to increase the size of this glow. Yeah, 20's fine. So yeah, once you're all wrapped up with that, be sure to save in case you want to change something later. I know I do this a lot. Tutorial. Thumbnail. Save a copy. Browse. Into my desktop. Alright. And I'm going to say this as tutorial thumbnail. And what you want to do is under PowerPoint presentation, you want to do PNG or JPEG. I like doing PNG because it's higher quality, but sometimes the file size would be too big. But you really shouldn't have that issue. So I save and hit just this one. Sometimes all slides will like format the image weird. So just do just this one. And yeah, that's pretty much how I make my Minecraft thumbnails. If you liked this, you should consider subscribing. That might be cool. So yeah, toodles.